Hello everyone, JH Medium here. Today we are in Kota Kinabalu, Sabah, Malaysia.
We are back in one of our favorite countries, Malaysia, but this time we are exploring the Borneo state, which we have never visited before. We are in Kota Kinabalu for two main reasons, the epic sunsets and the epic food. Join us as we experience what many say is the best city in Malaysia for chasing fiery sunsets. Feast on the street food in the legendary Gaya Street. And search for the mysterious Proboscis monkey in its natural habitat. Will we succeed? Let's find out. After a long day of flying and 2 transfers, we finally made it to Borneo.
For our first stop here in Borneo, we are here in the state capital of Sabah, Kota Kinabalu.
Since we had a tiring day of travel yesterday, today we're just gonna stick around the downtown area and get to know the city. One thing I find very interesting is the name of this city. While the current name Kota Kinabalu is derived from the nearby Mount Kinabalu, this city had many completely different names over the years. It was officially called Jesolton during the colonial era, and Api Api before that. In fact, the common Chinese name for this city today is still Api or Yabi. Around the downtown area, it's quite common to see both of these historical names.
We don't have too many activities planned for today, but what I like doing when going to a new city is to visit a stationery or postcard shop. It will give you so much inspiration for what to do here in the city. This shop we're visiting is called Salt and Paper.
I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say there are literally hundreds of postcards in here. We collect and send postcards in every city we visit, so this store is like paradise for us.
I honestly think Malaysia has some of the best postcards and stationery in the entire world. The artists here are so creative when designing these postcards.
走进每一家文创店都会有一种花花世界迷人眼的感觉，所以如果要来马来西亚，一定要买一些他们文具文创，他们作品都很有个人特色，也很有大马的本地的风格。
Here in Malaysia, you're not going to find those boring postcards that are just photographs printed on a piece of paper. Everything is so unique and creative. And of course, these postcards will always showcase the most famous locations in the city or the area. I really like this postcard of a map. There are different recommended restaurants, sites. They even tell you if it's halal or not, which is very important in Malaysia. Now we're going to head over to one of the places on the postcard to have some dessert. Time for dessert. We are here at the Gaya coconut shop. I got their signature coconut shake. I believe it's like a coconut smoothie with a coconut ice cream topped on there.
And we got a regular fresh coconut as well.
Anyways, time to try this coconut shake. Oh wow. It's so coconutty. You can taste the pieces of coconut meat inside. That feels so good on a hot day.
Nice.
The coconut shake, coconut smoothie here is so smooth that you can't really taste the ice bits. You only really taste the coconut ice cream and the coconut meat. You won't feel like it's diluted by a lot of ice. This is just a coconut shop, but as you can see, it's absolutely packed. So popular.
We are in Kota Kinabalu during September, which is the rainy season. Remember that beautiful sunshine in the morning? Well, not anymore. So after getting completely soaked and resting in our hotel for the afternoon, we are back out in the evening to try and catch the sunset. At least this time, we remembered to bring umbrellas. So why are we trying to catch the sunset when it's raining? Well, we heard from a few locals that if it rains just a little bit, sometimes you will get the best magic hour glow.
Most of the time, the weather in KK is like this, raining.
这个天气应该就只有我们和坚持不懈的钓鱼佬还在这儿看夕阳吧。但是不是都说雨后的夕阳会更加壮观吗？ So just wait.风雨无阻的老法师素养。
So our plan to see the sunset today kind of failed, but there is this nice hazy golden glow in the sky. It's pretty unique. There really is no color grading to this footage at all. I've never seen a sky turn this orange before.
When researching food to try in Kota Kinabalu, I've seen so many reviews of this one fried chicken store. Many people say this is the best fried chicken in Sabah, if not all of Malaysia. That piques my interest. The chain is called Borenos. They have it here in Kota Kinabalu and Sabah, but nowhere else in Malaysia. So is this really the best fried chicken in the country? I'm really excited to find out. Over here, we ordered half of an entire chicken. It comes with some coleslaw and fries. The meal setup is very similar to, other fast food chains, but supposedly it will taste much better.
You get that peppery flavor on the outer shell, but the best part is, the meat is also so flavorful and juicy. In so many fried chicken places, only the outside batter has flavor, but here it really is the entire chicken.
Trust me when I say Malaysians are extremely good at making fried chicken. Even just the fast food stores, their ayam goreng in McDonald's is already delicious. This is on a completely different level. There's so many delicious restaurants here in Kota Kinabalu. You might be thinking, why would I want to eat at a fast food chain? But believe me, I think it's worth it. And it's not just the fried chicken that's good. The rice with the gravy sauce, also absolutely delicious.
唯一一个我觉得可以注意一点就是挑选一下部位，因为我个人是不太喜欢鸡胸肉的位置的，感觉比较的厚一点。比如说鸡腿啊、鸡翅啊这些位置就非常的香。
Good morning from Kota Kinabalu. We are here on Gaya Street this morning. Yesterday we briefly walked through this area and it was a very packed and bustling night market. But in the daytime it just seems like a regular street again. Morning in Kota Kinabalu means going to a Kopitiam to have breakfast. So we made it to this super busy Kopitiam called Fook Kopitiam. It's like half self-service, half ordering. And of course, we gotta get kaya toast, one of our absolute favorite Malaysian breakfast dishes.
This also seems like a great time to test out another one of the postcard recommendations.
According to that little postcard we saw yesterday, this place has some of the best teh tarik here in Kota Kinabalu. And we also got a kopi C. We got both of our drinks with xing chao inside, which is a grass jelly. For our savory dish, we got a mi rojak, which is basically like a satay sauce noodle.
可能会听到这个背景一直有叮咚叮咚的声音，就是他们叫号的声音。整一个餐厅里可以说就一直是一个很高效运转的状态。
You just wait for your number to get called and you go pick up your food. First thing to try is definitely the kaya toast. We got one where it's toasted and one where it's untoasted, a little bit softer. It's so soft, so fluffy, everything just dissolves in your mouth.
Regular butter and toast is already a great breakfast, but once you add the kaya on top of that, it's on another level. The rich coconutty caramel-like sweetness is just addictive. Out of the two, I still recommend the toasted one.
天哪，这个东西我真的每天早上都可以去吃它，但是热量就不敢细想了。
Now it's time to try the other dish we ordered, the rojak meat. It's very peanutty. You can sort of taste a little bit of crunchiness inside that sauce as well. But it's super good, it's savory. Whenever we eat satay skewers, the sauce is probably like the best part. Just imagine mixing that sauce into noodles. Of course it's gonna be delicious. Oh, that's really good. A little bit sweet, but with the xin chao inside, it's like you're drinking bubble tea.
我自己感觉拉茶的口感一直有点像是港奶，但是又少了一点茶的苦涩，多了一点奶的味道，会更加顺滑。在奶茶这个领域，我觉得它是一个平衡的刚刚好的一个饮品，所以每次来马来西亚的 Kopitiam 我都会要点一杯拉茶，然后偶尔也会点一杯咖啡，而且他们都很便宜，像这种他们一般都是在2到4块钱。
What a quick and amazing brunch here in Kota Kinabalu. Fook Yuen Kopitiam. Highly recommend.
After brunch, we're gonna go to another souvenir arts and crafts store. Besides the postcards, which are quite similar to salt and paper, this shop has many unique magnets as well as very pretty stamps to collect. Borneo classics like the Rafflesia, sun bear, and Proboscis monkey. They are all very hard to see in real life, but our mission is to see at least one of them on this trip.
This afternoon, we made our way over to the Tanjung Aru Beach. Supposedly, this is the best place in all of Kota Kinabalu to see the sunset. There's still around 1 hour until sunset and it's already really crowded here, probably because it's a weekend right now. Let's keep our fingers crossed that there will actually be a spectacular sunset today.
都说亚庇的夕阳是一场赌博，希望我们今天能赌赢吧。
I think this beach is actually very popular among locals, so it's not just a overly touristy beach. So we found a spot to sit down on this piece of log and wait for the sunset. There's a little bit of construction going on behind us, but that also means there are like no tents or restaurants, so there's fewer people in this area. Quite a nice spot.
这片海滩比我想象中的还是长很多，还是能找到不少空旷的地方，可以欣赏日落。
Now that I think of it, I think this is the first time we're at a beach here in Malaysia. And immediately when we walk into this beach, we notice one thing, or rather the lack of one thing, the lack of loud music. And I think it is because Kota Kinabalu is a Muslim majority city. So you don't have all those loud clubs, loud bars like you would find in other Southeast Asian beaches, for example in Thailand, Vietnam, or Bali. So this type of beach atmosphere might not be what everyone is looking for, but for someone who doesn't like these beach clubs or bars anyways, this is the perfect type of beach for me. Instead of the loud, annoying music, all you hear when you sit on the beach here is the sound of the waves, the sound of children playing, the sound of the wind blowing in your face. And I think that's what the soundscape of a beach should be like.
This is a good day as any to start the rebuilding of life. The roads that lay open are many when the old one's gone under the knife. And I can feel the sun on my skin, beginning to thaw from within. Today and not tomorrow, there's no time to borrow. Today is a good day to live.
I feel like after researching, seeing so many epic Kota Kinabalu sunsets online, maybe my expectations were extremely high. The sunset today is absolutely gorgeous. Not to the point where they claim it's the best sunset in Malaysia, but it's still pretty mesmerizing.
有很多层次的颜色，特别是天空中出现淡淡的粉红色的时候，我觉得已经可以给美好的今天收尾了。
Today and not tomorrow, there's no time to borrow. Today, well, something's gotta give today. It's a good day today. It's a good day today. It's a good day to live.
After deadlocked traffic for nearly 1 hour, we made our way back to the downtown area. Tonight, we are at the Gaya Street Api Api night market. Hi, can I get a 6 chicken and 4 beef? Thank you. At the very entrance of this night market, we can smell that grill of the satay. It smelled so good and there was a huge line. That means we have to try it. We got 6 chicken satay and 4 beef satay for 17 ringgit. I'm so excited to try this. The line is still very long right now, but it goes quite fast. Oh my goodness, this smells absolutely incredible. I can't wait to eat it. We're just literally by the side of the street. The meat is so tender. It's a little bit sweet as well. You can taste that caramelization. You can taste that rich peanut sauce. Many times we have satay in Southeast Asia. It's actually a little bit chewy. I don't know how they make this so perfectly cooked, so perfectly tender inside. The peanut sauce itself is also very good, a great balance of savory and sweetness to it. So when you're here at the night market, check out this stall. It's literally just the first stall at the entrance. We were walking down the street and then we suddenly felt the heat of some flames. We turned and we saw this dude making hamburgers with lots of fire. He looked super cool, so we decided to buy one of his hamburgers. We got a beef burger, a special beef burger with cheese.
在马来西亚街头一定要尝这种分量很饱满，而且看起来很有锅气的 hamburger。
This night market actually goes on for quite long. We've been walking for a while already and we still can't see the end of it.
One kway teow.
Spicy one.
No spicy. 我们的成果还是很丰盛的，现在有汉堡包，有 satay， 还有一盒炒粿条，还有个甜点豆腐花，完美。
Besides the food, there are also some Sabah cultural performances at the night market. But we're not gonna watch for too long because we have to go eat all the food we just bought.
Look at everything we bought tonight at the night market. We spent a total of 47 ringgit for all of this. Anyways, since this is a night market, there is nowhere to sit and we have to bring all of this back home to our hotel to eat. I don't think I'm going to review all the food because there's just too many varieties. But I think the whole point of the night market is the atmosphere. The fact that you can walk along the street and choose whatever you want to eat. I'll let you know in voiceover which one I thought was the best.
Overall, the satay was without a doubt the best thing at the night market. But the burger was a close second. You can really taste that char from the flames and the juicy meat. It's peppery, spicy, and of course that cheese just brings everything together. The Gaya Street night market is only open on Friday and Saturday, so you should definitely plan your Kota Kinabalu trip to include one of these 2 days. Unlike the kopitiams we went to in the previous days, this morning we're having something that's not halal. I ordered some char siu noodles. Even though it's on the less common side, there are still many kopitiams here and restaurants here that do serve pork. They are a small minority compared to places like Kuala Lumpur and Penang. Around 10% of the population here in Kota Kinabalu are still of Chinese descent. And we also ordered another dish that's from Borneo, but actually not from Sabah. It's from Sarawak, from Kuching. The 3-colored milk tea. You can see there's 3 distinct layers here. Palm sugar on the bottom, milk in the middle, and the tea on top. I'm gonna try some of these char siu noodles. Give it a quick mix.
Even though these dishes, roasted pork, roasted duck, they have a Cantonese influence, sometimes I find it better here in Malaysia than in Hong Kong.
我选了烧鸭拌面，好久没有吃烧鸭了。比较好的烧鸭就是那个外皮油亮油亮的，但是内里这个肉的质地看起来又很细腻。这里的早餐的选择真的太多了，我觉得每天早上都可以吃一点不重样的东西。好吃，来自广东人的肯定。我觉得广东人来这样的茶室吃饭呢，就毫无出省的感觉，包括这里的小圆桌、小圆凳，可能我家都有个一模一样的，也是很多餐厅很熟悉的一种布置。
And now I'm going to try this 3-colored milk tea after stirring it up a bit. Ooh. That is unbelievably sweet. The flavor kind of reminds me of like brown sugar boba milk tea with the sweetness level put onto max. I think that's why there's such a huge layer of that black underneath. It's all sugar. You really have to give it a nice stir before drinking this thing, otherwise you'll overdose on sugar.
Today, our original plan was to take a ferry out to the island. But just as we were about to go, our awesome luck brought us another rain shower. Sometimes the weather just isn't on your side. And now in the afternoon, it's bright and sunny again. It's just way too random and hard to make proper plans. So even though it's too late to go island hopping, we still need to make the most of this sunshine.
For our outdoor adventure today, we're gonna go on a short hike. This hike is called Bukit Kopungit. This little hill is supposed to give you a great vantage point of the sunset and the KK airport. I thought it was gonna be like in the middle of nowhere, but when we were on the way, the driver told us that this is actually a very popular spot among locals, and he was quite surprised that we as tourists have heard of this place. Well, that was certainly an easy hike. I feel like we got to the very top in around 15 minutes or so. I believe the elevation change is only around 80 meters, so yeah, not tough at all.
基本上没有任何难度，连小孩都可以来爬。但是这里有着一流的视野，所以还是特别美的。感觉我们选了一个很不错的地方看夕阳。
If you like plane spotting, this really is a nice place to be. The planes in and out of BKI are quite frequent, but the sad thing is that pretty much the only planes you can see are AirAsia A320s. From what I can tell, there's really barely any tourists here, but for the local people, this is just like their backyard park. It's quite popular. I wonder why no tourists come here. Maybe everybody is over at Tanjung Aru Beach.
Up on this hill, they also have Sabah's version of the Hollywood sign. Anyways, we're gonna go find a place to sit, enjoy the sunset, and watch all the planes land at the airport.
Golden light pours through the blinds, wash away the worries like a winding tide. Yesterday left far behind, your sweet scent fills my lungs open wide. In this soft light, troubles fade away. With you, no need for words to say your love gentle breeze that carries me through.
I feel like whenever we choose to come explore a place that's not too touristy, it's either a hit or miss. But I think this hill, this short little hike is definitely worth coming to. You can tell the locals really enjoy it. If you want a high vantage angle, something a little bit different, I highly recommend coming here.
其实也可以理解为什么这里来的游客特别的少，因为相比于亚庇其他的景点大王花、神山、跳岛来说，这里看起来真的太过简单跟平常。但是也许就是因为足够的简单，有收获一种跳脱出打卡视野的另一种视角，另一种平静的感觉。所以我觉得，无论在什么城市，都一定要遵循固定的旅游路线，才能有所收获。像这样一个平常的小山，这样一个平常的傍晚，也许也没有多么波澜壮阔的夕阳，但是也依然是一个逃脱日常很美好的时刻。
We finally made our way down the hill. I highly recommend coming down a little bit before sunset because there are no lights and it gets dark quite quickly. This is a place where we started our hike, but there's actually many different entry and exit points to this hike. When you arrive, you'll see many cars parked here along the road. So just find your nearest entry point and hike up the hill. After the hike, we made it back to the downtown area and we're gonna have another Malay dish that I absolutely love, Bak Kut Teh. This restaurant is called Kee Bak Kut Teh, and they serve the Bak Kut Teh in a very different way from what I'm used to. They serve each different part of the pork in a small little bowl, so you get to try different varieties. In the past, when I had Bak Kut Teh, it's all in this giant pot in the middle where they mix everything together. When I walked into this restaurant, I could already smell that absolutely amazing aroma. We ordered 3 types of meat, pork tripe, ribs, and meatballs.
还有2碗饭、2碗汤和一碟油麦菜，感觉很健康的一个晚餐呢，荤素搭配很均衡。
I think the first thing we need to do is try the broth because that's the most important part of every Bak Kut Teh. Cheers. The flavors are super strong. I bet when you cook the pork inside, it'll be extra umami.
Bak Kut Teh literally means meat bone tea, but it's actually a herbal soup made from spices like star anise, cinnamon, and dangui. The broth itself is very nourishing. You do get a strong herbal medicinal taste, but it's not bitter or anything. You can still taste the pork bone flavor. It's very refreshing with even a hint of sweetness.
Wow, that's really tender, cooked to perfection. Now time to try the second meat that we ordered, some tripe. Some people might not like organs, but I think organs are delicious. Oh, that's really good as well. A little bit crunchy. There's no gamey flavor whatsoever because it's already completely soaked inside that herbal soup.
The meatballs are definitely the weakest part of the meal, but I mean after being soaked in that broth, nothing tastes bad.
我觉得这里的每一道都很好吃。常见的肉骨茶都是那种一大锅，就是小碗的这种形式就比较少。我刚刚想说，那这样子你不需要洗很多碗吗？但是好处就是我觉得这种也适合1-2个人来吃啊，也可以只选最喜欢吃的那一个部位或者是食材，所以我觉得还是蛮友好的。或者说就当一个宵夜这样的一个 light meal 吃，你也可以当一顿大餐来吃。You think so?
Completely agree. If you do eat pork, I highly recommend checking out the Kopitiam in the morning and of course Kee Bak Kut Teh. You will not regret it, it's absolutely delicious. If you've never had Bak Kut Teh before, the medicinal flavored soup can take a while to get used to, but after you eat it, one bowl after another, you'll get addicted to and you won't want to stop.
Today is our last day in Kota Kinabalu, and let's pray that the weather stays this good for the rest of the day. For breakfast, we enjoyed a delicious bowl of nil chop, which is a dish made from various beef offal. It's another super popular dish in Sabah. We got a regular one and one with laksa. However, we didn't have too much time to film and vlog that meal, because today we're finally going on a day trip to see Sabah's nature. Like the illustration on this first postcard, we're gonna go see some of Borneo's iconic wildlife.
Today we're taking a day trip from Kota Kinabalu to Kota Belud. We're gonna go to the mangroves and see Proboscis monkeys and fireflies. Well, actually I mean attempt to see. Because with animals in their natural habitat, you never know if you're actually gonna see them or not. So let's keep our fingers crossed and hope we will see these animals on this trip. Before going to the mangrove and the river cruise, our first pit stop is here at the Kota Kinabalu Mosque. It looks like it's floating on the water, and it looks really pretty right now with the blue sky and the reflection.
The architecture of this mosque, and especially the minarets, are inspired by the Prophet's Mosque in Medina. The surrounding water is actually a man-made lagoon, but it still beautifully captures the essence of Kota Kinabalu as a coastal city.
You do have to pay a 5 ringgit photography fee to take pictures of this mosque on the outside, which I've never seen before, but I think it's worth it on a clear blue day. If it's cloudy, maybe not.
Unfortunately for this day tour, we don't have enough time to enter the mosque, but the exterior is still a great place to admire this stunning piece of architecture.
After maybe around 2 full hours on the super bumpy road, we arrived near Kota Belud in this small little village. We're here to wait for our turn to get on the boat. They prepared some deep fried bananas for us. This mangrove region we're visiting is called Kawa. It's not the most natural region, but it's also the one that's slightly closer to Kota Kinabalu. There are many docks and bases along this river. The tour we got today brought us to the Ria base. I'm not sure which one is the best base. Hopefully it'll be good. We have boarded the ferry.
Now we're off to search for the Proboscis monkey, a species only found on Borneo Island. The captain would drive us through the river, and now everyone is on the lookout.
So far, 0 animals in sight.
We need some luck.
Yeah.
Proboscis monkeys have distinct long noses that can actually grow more than 10 centimeters long. They live in the trees above these mangroves. Unlike the common long-tailed macaques that are not afraid of humans, Proboscis monkeys are quite shy, which means they remain hidden most of the time.
这条河道还是蛮有那种热带丛林的氛围，有点像我们之前去过的湄公河那边的河道。但是在这里遇到长鼻猴，还是需要一些缘分和运气吧。
I don't think this is completely random or by chance. There should still be some methodology behind it. And I guess if they're not here anymore, this tour wouldn't exist. After a very, very long wait, finally, something in sight.
So in the end, we did get to see the proboscis monkey, albeit from very far away. I think I managed to get one or two little shots, a little bit out of focus, but at least we saw them. I really have a newfound respect for all these National Geographic videographers who go and film animals in the wild. Their job is near impossible.
Since it's ultra difficult to film the proboscis monkey, here are some clearer shots of the long-tailed macaques. In a place like Borneo where deforestation is a significant issue, I guess it's a small silver lining that we can still see these monkeys swinging in their natural habitat. And now we're off to see our final sunset in Sabah.
We made it over to the beach just in time for sunset. There's a golden sunset in front of me and a double rainbow behind me. Nature is incredible sometimes.
Your hair's a mess, but you don't mind. You just laugh, let it fall where it lies. Coffee's cold, but we take a sip, talk about nothing. Let the morning slip. Oh, it feels like that, like summer air through window cracks. Oh, it feels like that, like summer sun on quiet tracks. Oh, it feels like that, like a love song on a worn out track. Yeah, it feels like that.
I think this evening really confirmed the myth that sunsets during the rain can be absolutely mesmerizing. For the final activity on this tour, we're going back to the mangroves to attempt to see fireflies. It's near impossible to capture these fireflies on camera because it's just way too dark. No, what you see here is not a black screen, my camera is still recording. I mean, to be honest, this is what I see with my eyes as well, complete pitch black. But after a couple of minutes, something starts to appear. I'm really not sure how this will show up on screen, but in person, it's magical. I guess this is really one of those experiences where you have to come in person to truly believe and feel that atmosphere. Our trip to Kota Kinabalu was heavily disrupted by the unpredictable weather, which meant we were unable to visit places like Mount Kinabalu and the nearby islands. Regardless, it remains one of my most unforgettable trips to Malaysia. The fiery sunsets and the endless variety of street food already made this trip to KK worthwhile. Next time, I must return during the dry season without all this bad weather. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next Borneo destination. Terima kasih.